Welcome back, everyone, to Journey to Ragnarok. It's been a while since we've had an opportunity to have a special introduction, but here we are, so take it away.
Hey, thanks. Here I go. In Hermit's vile hovel, Tobias has vision. The pious warrior wanders, walking in footprints created by another, concluding at tree where his mother sits waiting, accosted by snake. When Tobias awakens, Astrid dreams apocalypse, death and destruction if Loki they defy. Trickster god threatening of Ragnarok revisited, warning the princess with putrid wily words. When Loki claims covenant, Astrid contradicts claim, despite frightened feelings, demands for Seti's fierce due process. Upon awakening for group gathering, finding Aesir is agreed final, despite Hermit's demurral, his hovel desperate to depart. Distressing visitation of dead brother Vagar agitates Gwen with pronouncements of pain. With death of Wolf, gentle wizard worries that Halvard is harried by Revenant's revenge. Allies and adventurers set out through the swamps to travel to targets with straightforward steps, but locating Aesir, meeting Magic Woman, arrested by arrival of huge Helheim Hydra.
And with that, you all are going to be teleported to a lovely little map. A very lovely map. Velvet, you might be in the blind for a little bit. Sorry.
Where am I?
Put on some lovely combat music because we're kind of in combat.
Super lovely.
Super lovely. Kavak goes first because he has insane initiative that I've only just realized. I gotta remember what a Hydra does because it's my first time running a Hydra.
It gives kisses.
Yes, violent kisses.
Oh.
It's all teeth.
Alright.
Don't kink shame.
Is going to fire 2 arrows. So I'm just gonna slash R 1d20 plus this. Okay. 1d20 plus this. And both arrows whiff the Hydra.
And
Off to a rough start for the missing player. But that's because I'm controlling them. It's really 50-50. If I control the PC, it's either I am the best, and it's a shame because they're not here to see it, or I'm the worst, and it's good that they're not here to see it. Kavak's gonna back up a little bit. Just go right here. Astrid.
I have questions.
Yes.
No, we talked about that earlier. This kind of was this like a ruined building? I forget what we're looking at here.
They're like ruins, and you're behind some of the walls.
Okay, so are the walls high enough that we have cover?
With the Hydra looking down on all of you and being a huge
atrocity. Yeah. Okay, fine. Shush, Gwen.
I mean, if you decide to cower is the wrong word, but I'm gonna use
not for Astrid.
If you decide to cower behind Gwyn, I might say you get half cover by meat shielding.
I don't think I will use Gwyn as a meat shield. It does not strike me as advantageous for me. And also for her. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do don't think I won't. First thing I'm gonna do is request a Charisma 15 saving throw from the Hydra as I cast Bane.
As you cast the Bane. charisma. Let's see what it gets. I clicked charisma. 12.
All right then. It is baned,
And that is a
and
minus D4 on attacks.
right. And attack rolls and saving throws, actually. Any of them. I'm going to I'm gonna duck around 5, 10, 15, 20, and actually hope that might be. Could I technically get like right here to say that I'm a little bit behind that wall, or is that the whole space, the walls?
That's fine.
Okay.
Oh god, my map just broke for a
5,
second.
10, 10. Actually, I can get to there. So, that's my turn.
Okay.
And I'm crouching down here and hoping for cover.
Gwyn, there's a lot of angry heads looking down at you.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Okay, so remind me on your casting rules. If somebody uses a spell slot to cast a spell, they can cast a second level or lower, including a cantrip, as a bonus action, right?
Yes, and I believe I have that rule pinned in our group chat.
Oh shoot! I forgot that rule.
Yeah, I know. Me, I always forget it.
I always thought it was like if you did a spell with a spell slot, then you could only do a cantrip. But
that is how it is. But this rule is borrowed
Okay.
from the ever mighty Matthew Mercer.
But it could be one that is actually labeled as an action spell.
Yeah, so-
It's just as a bonus action.
Yeah, I believe
Okay.
it's if you use a leveled spell, you can cast another spell, but it has to be of level 2 or lower.
Okay, got it. Looking at this thing, can I gauge how far its range is? If I move, will it hit me?
I'll allow perception or like a nature.
I'll take nature, please. 20. Total of 20.
It will likely reach you if you try moving away from it. It has its heads are rather long, or its necks are rather long, I should say.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna give this a try. Gwen's gonna grasp onto her spell book and slap her hand against it, and I'm gonna cast a Thunder Wave at level 1. So I'll need a DC 17 Constitution saving throw with that minus D4 from Bane.
Okay, aiming the wave of thunder in front of you. Constitution saving throw. Well, I don't think it needs the minus D4,
Awesome.
but I'll put it in there anyways.
Hey!
just because
An
I want to
8.
see it, just so I feel like I've done something.
Love it. He scoots back 10 feet because he failed the saving throw and will take the 9 points of thunder damage.
10, and we'll take
Yep.
9 points of thunder.
Yeah. And then I will, as the bonus action, just because I don't know if it's got some bullshit healing or whatever, I'm going to throw a chill touch at it, and then I'm going to run with Astrid because going away from this thing is a good idea.
Okay.
So here comes the chill touch. That's a total of 20.
That will hit.
Cool. For 10 points of necrotic damage, and if he has any healing, he will not be able to regain any HP until the start of my next turn. As a ghostly tree hand is like holding on to one of its heads and like thrashing it about. And then I'm going to move back with Astrid. 5, 10, 15,
Okay.
20, 25. I'm going to get right next to her. Same kind of premise.
Okay. The
Freehand.
Hydra's
It's so
turn.
fucking cool.
So for anyone who has audio playing in Roll20 right now, I made a sound for the Hydra. I'm gonna see if it comes through. I'm kind of proud of it. But you all kind of see each of the various Hydra heads looking at each other as they make this sound, almost as if they're communicating with each other. Let's see if the sound comes through.
Ugh. I don't like it. Nope. No, thank you.
Ezekiel would be very intimidated if he was there.
Okay, I'm proud of the sound. And now the Hydra is going to choose its targets. No, that's unfortunately for you the picking my meal sound.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it is going to lumber right back where it once was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And 3 bites are going to go to Tobias. 3 bites are going to go towards Gudrun.
Alright. Here we go.
Actually, it has 5 heads, not 6. So 3 to Tobias, 2 to Gudrun. So 1, 2, 3.
Minus D4?
This is on the first one. Second one. Third one.
Astrid, you're amazing. I'm gonna shield, and then none of them will hit.
Okay.
Yes.
And 2 bites onto Gudrun. 11, 21. The 11's gonna miss, but what will the 21 do? That is going to hit. So she shall take 11 points of piercing damage as the giant maw clamps into the old woman. And I'm sure if she were here, there would be some sort of quip, but unfortunately, I am not. As much as I like to thrive in chaos, I don't think I can out chaos.
3 heads are not better than 1.
Yeah, something like that.
Best I got.
Tobias.
Alright, I will use a bonus action to activate my Crimson Right. I think it's a D6. Yes, it is.
I
gonna bet
love
that this is the
Blood Hunter.
there.
And I find it funny that Blood Hunter and its abilities get ramped up similar to that of a monk, except or a bard, whereas they're helpful. Blood Hunter just hurts you more.
Yeah. It's a good point. Hopefully I can make this thing feel to hurt just as much. I'm gonna take a swing here. Actually, is it possible? Oh my goodness, it has so many heads. It's probably not possible to flank this thing, is it?
It has 5 heads. Flanking does not work like that, as long as you are opposite from someone diagonally, or straight across, or up and down. You can flank.
Okay. So then I would have to be here specifically, correct?
You would have to be diagonal from Gudrun, which would be, one of these squares.
Okay. I will step behind it and then make 2 swings.
Okay.
First one, and then I guess we're gonna go with that damage roll, but just to see if it crits. Okay, no. Second swing, and then just to see if it crits. Okay, it did not crit on that one. And then I'll roll the 2d6.
I mean, technically, it did crit. It just wasn't a success.
You're right.
So, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, 13
so
and 4 on the
25.
first.
Yeah.
And then plus.
It's 13 and 3, and then 12 and 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you swing into the Hydra, and rather than red blood spurting out from its wounds where you slash, this almost like blackish ichor splashes onto your blade.
That doesn't seem good.
I don't like it.
Well, maybe you might if you get to know him a bit better.
Just
Oh.
needs hugs.
Alright, is that your turn?
I believe so. I used my movement action. I mean, I've got some speed left. I think I'll spend the rest of my movement to work my way over here because
Okay.
I had 5, 20, 25, 35. Yeah.
This is the most chill battle music. I'm gonna put something on top of it to be a little cooler.
Okay. And then attacks and bonus action. So yes, I'm done.
Okay, there we go. That's what I like to hear. Gudrun. Let me open Gudrun's sheet. I don't think I've ever looked at this sheet ever.
It just says Loki across the top in crayon.
Yeah, it's actually not a character sheet. It's actually an NPC sheet, and it's just Loki's stat block.
Mm-hmm. Noise.
Okay. You know, I'm sure Gudrun would shout out something like, "I'm gonna bonk ya!" And she'll grow big via giant's might and swing twice with the great club with advantage because you guys are flanking. Okay, first one's a miss. Is my sheet working? Okay, second one's a hit. Let's see what the bonk does. The bonk does 11. Okay. What is everyone's passive perception? What is everyone, not except for Ezekiel's passive perception?
Currently 0.
16. Okay, so I think everyone, yeah, so Astrid, Tobias, you would see and hear this. You hear the voice of Eitri, the dwarf, suddenly pop in, saying, hey, I hope it's not a bad time. Oh, what is that? And then disappear with a poof, leaving behind an Ezekiel who can now roll initiative.
Idri! Soup's on! Ah! Alright. Ezekiel comes in. Roaring 12.
Roaring 12.
Sitting apron, full-on apron with a ladle and a soup kettle, and 1 moment, please.
And Kavak will fire his arrows again, probably just saying, "Oh, hello, Ezekiel." First arrow shot, rolling the dice, hits. Second arrow shot, rolling the dice, also hits.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna total the damage for a total of 18 points of damage onto the Hydra.
Nice.
Astrid.
Okay,
You
I would
saw a
like.
dwarf appear, deliver another dwarf, and then disappear directly in front of your eyes.
Astrid just pokes Gwen and goes, "Oh, good. The other old person's back." And I would like the Hydra to make a con saving throw, please.
Ooh.
Level 15 with Bane.
What you casting?
Why don't you roll first?
Yeah, it's fair. Don't copy me like that. I felt offended. I felt assaulted and attacked.
But you're also seen.
Yeah, okay, here's your con.
Okay.
The minus D4.
Okay, fail. The Hydra is now blind.
Whoa! Oh, okay, well, this is why I need to know it has advantage on being blinded.
Okay. Then roll again.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Nope.
Is this concentration?
Nope.
Okay.
Bane is, blindness isn't, which is fantastic, if you ask me. And
It
I'm gonna
is
stay
the
right where I
idea.
am.
Oh,
Is
man,
anybody hurt
that's painful.
that I
because
care about?
it's all of its heads.
It is blind for the duration, but can make a Constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turn. But yeah, it's blinded for a minute.
Damn, that's a really good tool versus a Hydra because it takes all of the heads.
Mm-hmm. Sure does.
What am I supposed to do with the soup? What am I supposed to? Oh,
He's just hot potato soup right now.
I'm sure Hydras like soup.
What kind of soup is it?
This conversation's happening mid-combat. What type of soup is it, Ezekiel?
it's pumpkin soup.
Ugh.
All the while, the Hydra's letting out these.
I could try. I say to
Disgusting
Gwen,
roars.
I could try to command Ezekiel to take the soup to the Hydra.
And hope for a pumpkin allergy?
Yes,
Is that
exactly.
your turn, Astrid?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, Gwen.
No, you have a bonus action spell. Remember?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you mean that kind? Yeah, I'll go ahead and go, nah, at the Hydra, and I would like a Wisdom saving throw, please. 15 with Bane.
I should give it.
I can't let my
advantage just
fellow
for Nanya.
spellcaster
Sorry.
forget.
I am so tired today.
Wisdom 19 minus.
Oh.
D4. Nothing.
Well, you'll
Gonna
always you won't, yeah. So never mind. I go nya, and it's just very quiet, and I'm technically also yet neener. I said I wasn't gonna cower behind Gwen, but I'm cowering next to Gwen, and she's in between me and Hydra. So yeah,
All right, Gwen.
that's my turn.
There is a not cowering but secretly cowering Astrid next to you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, and yes, there is now a dwarf in front of you.
Be careful! I will shout to Ezekiel. He just to me appeared out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at it. Let's give this a try. Yeah, I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from him as well. I'm gonna try to pull out a big gun. Let's see how this goes.
Big gun.
Yep. 17.
I like it when my players use big guns, not knowing what might be coming next.
Mm-hmm. Big swings.
Big swing.
Con?
Con, please.
If this is blinding, charmed, deafened, frightened, stunned, and/or knocked unconscious, I need to know because he gets advantage.
Nope.
Okay, so 23 with a minus D4.
No, Tobias, why?
that's-
Why are you like this?
20.
Can I use any of my luck points to lower that con save?
That's a good question. Let me go read luck. Let's see if
Because I have 4.
where have I put luck? Luck points. Spending luck points. A PC with luck points can spend them as a 1-for-1. You can choose to spend your luck points in this way. Alternatively, after immediately. Blah, 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 blah.
I will spend all 4 to make this work.
Fair.
Spending luck points. A PC with luck points. For example, if you have 4 luck points, you can choose to spend luck points in this way. I believe you could only spend luck points to better your stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like a
Is it a buff to you, not a debuff?
yeah, it's a buff to you. So where I'm getting luck points and doom points from is Kobold Press and Tales of the Valiant. I believe it's been rechanged too. Luck points help you, whereas doom points are the opposite. Doom points I get to use to mess with you.
So you get to use to make something more difficult or to make the enemy hit harder. But
Yeah.
you can't use it to change one of our saves or whatever.
No, doom points can be used to for a variety of things that debilitate you, like forcing you to do another reroll.
Oh,
Whereas
okay.
luck points, I believe, are solely focused on making your rolls better.
Okay, gotcha.
So no, I don't believe. As I'm reading it, luck points cannot be spent to alter rolls of an enemy. Unless I decide to be nice and I say they can.
What if I volunteered all of mine too?
That's how.
Can I use silvery barbs to force him to reroll?
Yeah, sure. Use your spell slots.
Yep, I will use my reaction to force him to reroll that, and I will give advantage to Tobias.
Alright, con save. Nat 1.
Yes.
Oh,
And as the spell takes effect, Gwen screams, "Kill it with fire!" And I am putting elemental bane on it. So anytime that an element of fire hits, it hits with an extra d6 of damage.
Ooh.
And then since it was reaction to do silvery barbs and it was elemental bane with that, I'm gonna hit it with a firebolt. Damn, for an 11. I don't think that hits.
No.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not mad about it. But yeah, so everybody knows it is now weak to fire. And that is the end of my turn. I will stay there.
Okay. The Hydra is blind, so he will have disadvantage on his attacks. And I'm going to reverse it. 3 bites on Gudrun, 2 on Tobias. So we'll do the 3 versus Gudrun. Bite number 1, miss. Bite number 2, hit. Bite number 3, hit. But there are d4s involved. Well, unless Gudrun's armor class changed when altering her character, which I don't think it did. Both of those still hit. Let me just review her sheet again to make sure it's accurate, because things were changed. As you know, she can now grow big instead of doing more runic stuff. Okay, the armor class is still the same, so those the second and third attacks hit for 14 and 13 as flesh begins to tear. And then 2 disadvantage bites at Tobias for a 24 and a 15. Minus d4s on the first one, minus d4 on the second one. So 14 and a 21.
Okay. I will spend my Curse of the Lidless Eye to subtract a d6 from the first attack, which, and stuff, is just enough to fall under my armor class.
Okay. So then that is the Hydra. Tobias.
All right. I think I'm gonna take advantage of its blindness and try to swing at it with everything I've got here. There. Here we go. First attack.
Hits.
And second attack.
Hits.
And then I'll go ahead and roll both lightning damage dice. There we go.
Total of 7. Alrighty.
Nice, I like it. I don't think I have anything for my bonus action, so I'll call it there.
Alright, Ezekiel and Pocky, welcome to the party.
Oh shit! Oh boy!
He's
Ezekiel's eating soup! Yep!
Is the soup made of fire? I'm just asking for a friend.
Well, it was on a fire! Okay. Wow. There's also something else I was supposed to do at the workshop, but I think Sindri's probably got it. It's not quite as pressing as this right now. Okay. Okay. Soup. First things first, I will run right into the frame along with Pocky.
Pocky.
Run right up to my good friend here. Hey Toby, you're looking real rough. I'm gonna go ahead and cast though. Instead of healing him right away, oh, you're just missing 2? Oh, I thought you were more damaged. Who's looking hurt here? Who's looking bad?
Your girlfriend.
Okay, well,
right.
I don't think a D4 is gonna matter with that. He's not blinded anymore.
Shit. Okay.
The first roll was
He's
an
looking like he
accident.
can-
I forgot to turn off disadvantage.
He's looking like he can see. Does that look like he can see?
He looks like his once glazed over eyes are now focused.
Okay. Using my knowledge of these types of creatures and entities, do I think that it might be sensitive to daylight?
No.
Nope. Okay. Well then, Plan B. I'm gonna go ahead and use my action to cast Spirit Guardians.
Ooh.
So 15 feet around me, Spirit Guardians gonna flail about right around me. And so immediately it's gonna need to take 3d8 radiant damage and make a save. Oh, I'll take 3d8. Yeah, just roll a save. Let's
Okay, what am I rolling? What's my save?
figure that out. Don't rush me. Wisdom save. Wisdom, please. Please make a wisdom save.
Okay. Six.
Right, 3d8, please. Okay, so that's 3d8 radiant damage. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Nice.
And what happens is the Spirit Guardians, I walk up to Gundren like, don't know where it's, dear, this soup's a little bit spicier than you think, and I use it and I will cast it. My Spirit Guardians, and it will be a bunch of red hot chili peppers. Spirit Guardians coming in, just exploding all over the Hydra.
Wonderful. I love that even when we don't have a Gudrun, we still have one crazy old person with us.
All right. Now, I will use my bonus action to cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
I can't stop the Spirit Guardians if it can't hit me.
Alright. I forget. Do you have to command Pocky, or does Pocky get a turn after you?
Nope, Pocky has to be commanded, unfortunately.
Okay.
Otherwise, he takes emergency evasion. So I'll have him move up and just he can move around, but he's going to be evading. That's his whole deal.
Alright. So then, Gudrun is going to go for the double bonk. once the sheet loads. Great Club 1. Alright, with advantage though. Great Club is still Great Club 1, so it will hit. Great Club 2. And they both hit. I believe Giant's Might has an additional D4 to damage? D6 to damage?
I believe it's a D6, but don't quote me on that.
I'll believe it for now. 2d6.
Oh!
Okay.
From Aspiring Gudrun.
Mm-hmm.
-6. -7. -12. The Hydra's looking not great. As we go to Kavak, who will once more fire 2 arrows for a hit.
Gudrun!
Oh no, that was your good old Kavak friend down in the corner.
Who the hell is Kavak?
1d8 plus
Okay.
5.
That's been leading us.
So I give myself a crit card. Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
At least it's good for you guys. Deal 1 card. To me. Deal. Alright, this is gonna be piercing damage. Which is the second one. Pierced ear. Maximum damage and roll the dice again. It dies. We don't even need to know the total.
Yes.
Dead.
Oh!
As the arrow flies through the air and manages to catch each of the 5 heads in one shish kebab.
Ooh.
Just pins them all together like a bouquet.
That's an ace for you, man. Let's go.
As the Hydra lets out one last spittle of blood and roar as it falls with a mighty thud.
You're right. That was probably the baby.
Well, what the fuck was that?
We're on our way to a witch's hovel, and that thing just happened to wander by.
Oh, it just wandered on over. You didn't just walk into a Hydra nest or something. You know how lucky. Wait. Which witch?
That witch. The witch.
Which? The witch? Why?
Yeah, the witch.
A witch.
Got a name?
Actually, we don't, do we? What?
Oh,
And Astrid will yell over to the hermit. What's the witch's name, please?
I've only heard but a nickname.
All right, hit us with that.
Some of the dead around here call her the mother of monsters.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Can I roll a history check to see if I know who that might be?
Well, I know who that is.
Me too. For the usual poetry, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm busy looking at Kavak, I think.
Yeah. Tobias, as I've stated in the past, I have animal harvesting rules. Send me a small list of what you'd want to harvest, and we can go back in time and have you do some rolls to actually harvest.
Gotcha. I'll send those to you right away.
Gwen, I'm gonna whisper you information.
Okie dokie. But hearing that statement, what does Ezekiel share if he knows that name or that nickname?
Oh, I know her. Oh, Ezekiel was a bit of a dog back in the day.
Oh no, here he goes again.
Oh no, is this an ex-girlfriend?
Okay, listen,
Yes,
we were less of an ex. It's more of a we were a fling more so. It was more of like a it was more cash.
Insight check.
Roll it if you dare.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you from doing an insight check.
Can I have advantage because I already know he's full of shit?
Oh, well for it. do what you gotta do.
You know what?
I don't think you need it, personally.
It was more than
Gwen-
just a fling. I'm heartbroken.
Jasper just turns Gwen and looks into her face and just says, I cannot emphasize enough how very full of shit he is. He knows nothing. He knows nobody. I'm surprised he knows his own name.
It's either that or I'm completely lying about it being cash. It was definitely one-sided, and it was me on the one side.
Oh, so this is his love that got away, or the love that he never got the chance for, is what it
No.
sounds like.
No, of course not. No,
Gwen, you're not getting it.
I was the strong one.
Do I look like I understand love, Astrid?
He is absolutely making all this up, is what I'm telling you. He's
What if-
fabulous. He's never even been here before.
What if he's not lying, though?
You really want to mistrust my intuition on whether people are lying or not.
Anyway, anyone wants some soup?
You really want to mistrust the possibility that he could run into somebody he's had a crush on for a long time, considering how much you love love stories?
You just hear
It's
a
not
voice.
the point. We might do that, but not here, not now, and he has never met the mother of monsters.
You hear a voice in your head, Astrid, and it just simply says, "And here I thought I was the untrustworthy one."
Oh, shut up!
she did-
You still are.
She did like being called mommy. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, does anyone want some soup?
No, I want to rub my forehead for about a good 10 minutes. No, I'm
Okay, well, soup helps with headaches.
Astrid is just actually going to stalk away.
Astrid, where are you going? There's so much soup.
Kavak, have you heard of this mother of monsters?
Let me roll for him. I will roll a history, which is a flat d20, but I will roll advantage for him under special circumstances.
Okie dokie.
So he gets a 19, and he says, I have heard tales. Odin has given me many a knowledge. This mother of monsters, or I've heard lady of beasts, is, as the stories go, and what they speak of in Asgard and the halls, somewhat of a powerful caster, one with more of the incline to insult, might even call them a hag.
Well, you know, hags come in all shapes, sizes, and ages. I admit that this makes me even more concerned about our hermit friend and the circles in which he is moving.
Well, lots of this journey has mysteries to unfold. Perhaps
You got that right.
this is one of them. Perhaps Odin has tasked me to not only guide you, but guide him as well into redemption.
All right. Well, if that's what Odin wants. Let's keep going.
There is a good chance, Gwen will pipe up, having walked up a little bit. There is a good chance that she may be surrounded by beasts. So either treading very lightly or making our presence known that we are coming to have a conversation, not to be confrontational, would probably be best.
I like the second one better than the first one. Because if the first one goes wrong, it makes us look even worse.
I wonder if I sent a raven to her, if we got within view of her homestead, if I sent a raven to her saying that she has visitors who seek an audience with her, if we would be allowed to meet up with her in a peaceful manner.
It's worth a try.
Yes, once we get into sight of her homestead, does anybody have any objections to me summoning my familiar and sending them over with a note in extension requesting an audience?
The hermit pipes up and says, "None here."
No, that has my vote.
I have no objections. Says the Pious as he's cutting into the Hydra.
I don't have any objections either. I'm also collecting a little bit of the Hydra meat for another stew.
We're either going to eat real good or fall asleep real good from throwing up. It's going to be one of those two.
One way or another, we're having a long rest, so.
I appreciate your positive outlook, Ezekiel. I don't know where we would be without you right now.
Apparently, things are going real south till I got here, so positively dead. Oh, speaking of going south, I hope Sindri's okay. I was supposed to like help him with something sensitive. The way he put it.
And as you guys hear Ezekiel say that, from the stone that you carry, Astrid, you hear Sindri's voice saying, I think in my rush to get out of there, Ezekiel forgot to give me my tongs back.
Oh!
Can you send them back with them? Can you tell him?
Yes, I'll be happy to let him know. Just FYI, everything's fine here. We took care of that.
Oh, you just hear like a nervous voice. Oh, good.
Thanks for asking.
I'm scratching my head with the tongs, with the tongs, and like I just can't put my finger on what I just can't quite remember what I was supposed to do.
The tongs, Sindri.
Oh, you mean these?
Tongs.
These golden glinting gem encrusted tongs with runes all over them.
Mm-hmm. Those would be the ones.
Right. I think these are meant to pick up something. I think it's still in the fire. That might be a problem. Oh,
maybe
we'll get it. He has another set. He must have another set. He's Cindy boy. He has another set. He's
just said he wanted him back. How about you put that in your bag so that it doesn't just get dropped somewhere?
All right, fine, but we're gonna have to find something else to serve soup with.
You were gonna serve soup with tongs?
I mean,
interesting choice.
It's a chunky soup, I'm not gonna lie. It's more so if we're getting the chunky parts out. Also, we were pretty low on ladles, I couldn't find my ladle.
Okay, well, let's go.
Alright. Do we want to keep the Spear Guardians up, the Pepper Boys, or should I just tell them to split?
I don't think there's a problem having them up, I guess, until we get closer and ask for an audience.
Alright, sounds good.
Keep some of the dangers back a bit.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Okay, so you all set off, walking towards the old, dead-looking willow tree. Which I will bring us to the Helheim map so you can observe.
Ooh.
You are walking to this location. You made it about halfway when you encountered the Hydra. And you begin walking some more. And to everyone with a passive perception above 10, you're walking, you're talking about soup.
No, I am not.
And you notice that Gudrun's missing.
Huh.
Oh no, can she also shrink?
Who knows? I wouldn't put it past her, to be honest. This is a thing that happens. This is a thing that she does.
What a mysterious woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time we found her inside the stomach of a wolf.
What?
we killed.
Was that?
Yeah.
Is that how you initially found her, or is that how you found her later?
No, that's just how we found her later, and she was perfectly fine.
Wow. Mysterious woman.
If indeed she is a woman, Astrid mutters.
What was that?
Nothing. Nothing.
You said you want some soup, right?
No. No, thank you.
Please eat some soup. There's so much.
Nope.
I'll take some soup.
Good. All right, sweet, great. Pocket, get a bowl.
As this is all happening and you're having this conversation, the hermit goes, I still wonder why she felt so familiar when you went and visited my hut. Strange.
I'd be way more willing to believe that she's your old flame.
Perhaps when we get my memories back, we shall find out.
Maybe she's your mother.
He kind of tilts his head in like he's thinking,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and then he shudders.
No, don't like that idea. Me neither.
As fascinating as I find her, I don't think any one of us would like that idea.
No. No.
And eventually, as you're walking, you do see in the distance the large, dead, towering willow tree.
Awesome. Observing the area, like around us, are there any beasts nearby that we can see?
You can give me a perception check.
I'll
Or-
help you with that.
Thank you. Do you want to roll? Because mine's a 0.
Oh, I'll roll. Yeah, you want to help me?
And then I'll ask Heimdall to help spot our surroundings, and ask that he bless your sight. Not that you really needed an extra D4, but whatever.
You know what? I always like it. And I would
Yeah.
not want to turn down a gift from the gods, you know?
Right?
Did you say a D4?
Yes. And just because of that, it's a 4. Oh, dang it.
Still.
Still a good roll.
Within the surrounding area of this large willow tree,
Astrid is climbing up on Kavak's shoulders, totally.
Mhm.
Like a circus act.
It is eerily quiet and monstrous noise. You do not see many creatures about. You do occasionally spy, maybe on the outskirts of the large willow tree, a couple larger than normal snakes dwelling about. But in terms of other monstrous entities, 2 or 3 larger snakes is about all you can see.
Alright. So I will hop back down. Because canon, that's what I did. But it's there. Okay, I'm gonna say this in language that Ezekiel will understand. Folks, it's
I
quiet out
understand.
there. Too quiet.
Oh, you speak Hill Dwarvish.
I do, alas.
That is
So
impressive.
I will.
Now
I
I'm
will
also
report.
terrified.
You should be. I report in about the snakes and the nothing else, and it just, yeah, it's putting me, if possible, even more on edge than I already was, and that's saying something. Do you want to go ahead and send a message, Gwen?
Uh, yes, I think that'd be a great idea. It will take me some time to summon my raven, but I do feel like that. That would be the best. That way, we are not encroaching on her, and instead are invitees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will settle down with my incense and charcoal and my herbs and start to summon familiar. Find familiar.
Okay.
So I'm going to type out a little letter if anybody wants to RP during this time.
The hermit, while waiting, pipes up and looks at you, Astrid, and asks, "So, how long has he been plaguing your mind?"
I am so very much not gonna have a conversation with you about this, especially not right now.
If not now, then when? We're all in this fight against him together.
How's let me look at my schedule. Never. How's never for you? Just in case I'm not making myself clear. I don't trust you.
How fortunate that time works differently down here in Helheim. Never can be quite sooner than you think.
That's beautifully cryptic. I like it. Can I borrow it? Can I use it when I write the song of this?
He just, throws his hands up. Be my guest.
Excellent.
Tobias taps the hermit on the shoulder and kind of asks him to take a seat on a stump next to him while Gwen's kind of summoning up her raven and while Astrid is basically hissing at him. Tell me, hermit, you say you want to make your way into Valhalla. Is this still true? Is this Oh, okay. Is this still true?
Of course course it is.
I'm just kind of thinking about this a little methodically. This realm, it's ruled by hell, is it not?
Yes.
If hell were to disappear, what would happen to this realm?
If I had to take but simplest guess, the undead would find its way to realms other.
What?
So the undead would rise and basically take over, is what you're saying. The realm would fall apart.
Souls would have no place to filter through. The dead would find elsewhere to habitat.
I see. And this leads me to my main inquiry. Let's say you are the same man that we vanquished just a few days ago. That man we fought was seeking to erase the gods. And in doing so, I wonder if that would jeopardize the chances that Valhalla would be intact. Do you see any logical discourse in this man's actions if he is not you?
Did this man die in battle?
He died in battle.
Then he
We stopped him
deserves
from...
Valhalla all the same. Just like I
Well,
do.
so that's a strange position. So are you saying that he baited a fight out? If his scheme had gone through, he wouldn't deserve Valhalla. Nor would there have been a Valhalla to escape to.
Even those of lesser renown, if they should die in battle, deserve to see the halls.
And I agree. But if no one had fought him, if the man had just plundered everything with no resistance, he would not have made it to Valhalla, would he not?
Let me ask you this. You speak of this man, this villain. Who's to say you aren't a villain in someone else's life? Do you deserve Valhalla should you die in battle? Despite being considered a villain by others.
You misunderstand my question, though I do acknowledge the reality of battle and war, of raids, of Viking. I merely ask, if there is no battle, this man wouldn't have gone to Valhalla. Good or bad, righteous motives or not. The only means of reaching Valhalla would have been to invite combat.
And it sounds like this villain of yours did just that.
I suppose so.
Even if I was this man you all accuse me of being, I would have no need to fight you. I just have need to get where I rightfully belong.
And the Valkyries will acknowledge your combat efforts and history.
That is what I hope for. For once I am living again, I can be welcomed. This does not count as a short rest, no.
Well, if Odin's eye falls upon you, or perhaps if Freya takes a liking to you and brings you among the Valkyries to Valhalla, we'll see what happens. If it turns out you're the same man that we fought, then we will fight again. I just hope that for your honor, you're telling the truth and we're doing something good, I suppose.
Well, if I am brought back to who I wish to be, and who that person is who you accuse me of being, it would sound like I would get what I wanted either way. I die in battle, and I go to where I belong.
Or you don't die and you somehow force your way into Valhalla?
Almost with like a rotten smile, he says, "Only one way to find out."
Hmm. Right.
Might I remind you, I know how to keep what haunts you in the grave. But I need more strength first.
I haven't forgotten. Just making conversation while my friends prepare to go about this as intelligently as possible.
Yes, of course. And Gwen, you're now able to pipe up and say, your letter's done.
Yes, so I will wrap up this letter while tucking in a piece of gold from Midgard into the tie and tie it around Endling's leg and send her to the Mother of Monsters. And here is the letter. Bloop.
Interesting. Okay. So as you all have eyes on the tree, you watch the raven fly. And while time is hard to tell in Helheim, you do suspect a couple of minutes go by as your raven finds its way back to you, Gwyn, and off at the base of the large dead willow tree, you see a single wooden door, like it does, because it has to, eerily open.
Love it.
Does it creak?
It does. It is a very
Okay, good.
audible, echoing creak.
Of course it's creaking. Does Does Endling have a note attached to her leg?
There is no note.
No note, but a
you
door is
take
open.
that the door opening is likely your sign.
Okay. Gwen just lets out a little bit of a sigh and gives Endling like a good little pat, and will keep her bird on her shoulder as an indicator of like, I am the one who sent it. This is my bird. I am Gwen. And turns to the party and says, I guess she's accepted our invitation. I hope Gudrun doesn't show up randomly from under a table or something, but I did warn her that our 7th party member likes to show up randomly, so... And she knows that that person means her no harm, so hopefully we can, get that under control if old lady shows up and suddenly decides to want to bonk.
All right, let's do this. Astrid gets up from the ground and dusts herself off and starts walking towards the tree.
Okay.
Yep, I'm right behind her.
You begin walking towards the tree. Closer and closer. You climb up some roots to go through the door. And the door closes behind you on its own accord, because of course it does.
Hmm.
Why wouldn't it? Ooh, I need to get rid of this. And you see a small little home of sorts within the tree itself. There's various... Let me try and paint a picture. The map doesn't do it justice to what I'm picturing, but you know those, like, that you see in, like, medieval shows or medieval TVs, those, like, the herbologists that have the hanging herbs everywhere and just all that jazz?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
Head
like...
witch.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. There's plant life everywhere within the tree itself. The tree does look rotten, even on the inside. There's various pools of what you can only assume to be grime and muck, and a fire slowly burning in the center of the tree as you see this human-looking figure, except they have darker, discolored skin. They have a snake wrangled around their shoulders, and they look like if you took a Midgardian and twisted them. As you are in the hut of Ormgudina, the Lady of Beasts, or Mother of Monsters, or Lady of Snakes, or what have you. As she is currently kind of back turned to you. I'll say she's like right here-ish. Back turned to you, dipping one of her fingers into this little pot as you enter and the door slowly closes.
Thank you for granting us this audience. I'm Gwenifea of the note that was sent to you.
You hear perhaps an odd voice come from this disfigured looking figure as she speaks and says, "So, what does a Midgardian do in my house? Not just one, but several. Surely you come for a reason."
We come for quite a few reasons. I'm not the best at explaining situations like that, so I will allow one of the others to explain it, probably in better words than I can. And she will either look to Astrid or Tobias to give probably a better explanation of what they're here for, as they are better storytellers than she is.
Tobias looks at Astrid.
Astrid has. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, and I'm just looking for your response.
Astrid has her arms crossed in front of her, and she's biting her lower lip, and she looks back at Tobias and just kind of raises her eyebrows.
Tobias is going to speak up. I am Tobias Anison of Midgard. We have found ourselves here in the realm of the dead, and we have a sort of guide or a temporary addition to the party. And he claims that you can assist him with his missing power.
Maybe a couple eyes too.
That probably does help.
Also, hey Dina, how you doing?
Hold on a second.
I fully warned this woman that a crazy lady was gonna go show up out of nowhere.
I got all flustered.
Okay.
Let me guess, Gudrun has her mouth sewn shut.
Ezekiel, do you want higher or lower?
Good question. Great question, even. You know what? Let's go high. I'm a reacher for the star.
High? Okay. Huh.
Wow.
She turns like a burning eye towards you, Ezekiel, as she turns around and says, I see you're still the insolent little dwarf I've always known you to be, Ezekiel.
Oh, now come on. Insolent's not quite the right word. I may be little, but I'm big at the right place.
Even in this serious situation, Tobias can't help but just like turn around, like find a little stump to sit on. Is like, this is too much. There's too much going on here.
She
Ezekiel,
speaks,
tell the rest of the story.
She speaks and says, You find yourselves in ill repute for company. You should really choose your friends better.
Did we really live on such poor terms? You look fantastic, by the way. Can't you give a compliment for once? See, you were always so gloom and doom.
Yes, and you look like you've aged 200 years.
Oh, see, that's a good compliment. I've aged 300, actually.
Now, it is power that you seek, you say.
I believe first I would like to know if such an action is within your grasp or not, old mother.
Oh, anything is possible, dear child. But for a price.
Of course. And what would that be, pray tell?
That depends on how much power you seek to gain.
For myself, personally, nothing. But this man seems to think you can help him, so if you ask me, it's between you and him.
Gudrun suddenly appears, popping out of one of the waters, as the hag drags her out and says, as she looks at Gwyn, says, "Oh yes, I found this one already wandering my territory. You can have her back now." And with absurd strength, flings Gudrun towards you.
I just step out of the way. As soon as she's thrown, I just move, and I say, my sincerest apologies. I didn't realize that she was already here, or else I would have sent the note much sooner.
What a mysterious woman.
As the Lady of Beasts looks towards the hermit begins. The hermit drops to his knees and says, "Yes, Lady of Beasts, Mother of Monsters, I have heard tales you can help many like me. I seek to gain my old power back. I will pay any price necessary. Just tell me what needs to be done." And whoever would like, you can give me an insight check real quick.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Gwyn, would you like to roll one, or are you gonna leave it? What?
Her voice was so high.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
wow.
surprising.
Your voice
I'm
was
bad
so
at
high,
these.
the microphone completely cut it out.
That's great because I am super bad at these and panicked. And when I rolled the dice, it looked like it was gonna be a 2, but it was an 18, and I'm surprised.
Tobias, Ezekiel, Gwyn, you can see a twisted thought begin to form in the face of the Lady of Beasts as she says, "Well, in that case, I'm sure I can think of a good deal for you." Now, all of you, as she looks at the rest of you, do tell, what brings you in company of one who seeks out my power? What brings you to my dwelling? Surely there is more story here than a kneeling old man could tell.
It was a promise, nothing more.
Well, I just like helping people and exploring, and I've trucked these paths before, so as you well know.
Kavak, you know very well the nature of these lands. Is there anything that you'd like to add to this conversation?
Kuvak steps up and kind of begins telling the story of the hermit and says, "We bring this man to you who seeks entrance into the halls of Valhalla once more. He feels that he was slighted and does not belong in this realm, and we bring him to you to, what he has told us, bring him once to life. He believes that you will have the power to trick Helheim and allow him entrance into Odin's great halls." And the hag says, "Oh yes, that is something I can do. I can make him a chosen of Valhalla, if that is what he seeks. And the hermit goes, yes, yes, I deserve the halls, please. And she kind of puts a finger out to gesture him to come close, and he does. And you all see her put one of her kind of clawed-looking hands on his chest, where a heart would be. And she looks at him, but addresses everyone, and says, yes, I know what you need. You need yourself a beating heart. And then she looks at everyone else and says, would any of you like to donate?
Nope.
No, thank you.
No, I don't think so. Like I said, it's between the two of you.
A shame then. We'll need something more powerful for you. One moment. I need to make sure I have my names correct.
Does Kavak also not say anything? Like, he says no as well?
Kavak says no, mostly due to the fact that he's already.
Because he's already dead?
Technically a living being, but also a living being.
Gotcha, okay. I was gonna be like, Gwen's just gonna kind of move Kavak behind her. If he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, no.
Astrid looks around at her party and says, this is kind of a last chance situation. I just want to say, this is a really vengeful soul right here. And she points at the hermit.
As you say that, the hag looks at all of you and says, do any of you know the tales of the Lindworms and their mother?
Yes, of course.
Good. Then a heart of one of them is what we will need. Surely Nidhogg won't miss one of her children. She always has more.
Fantastic. Do you mind? This is all lovely information, and your willingness to help this man out without knowing who he is I'm going to go with commendable. I would just like to have a quick sidebar with my friends, if you don't mind.
You are more than welcome, and I help anyone who requires it.
You're so kind. All right. So Astrid is.
You definitely see like the classic, twisted smile on her face, like, yes, I am kind, but there's something darker to it.
Astrid gestures for Kavak and Gwen and Tobias to come step. Oh, and she says, if we just go outside for a moment, will you allow us back in? Would that be all right?
As long as you don't plan on running off without this poor man here.
Well,
Surely
not this time.
you brought him all this way. It'd be a shame for you not to see this through, don't you think?
You know, all we promised was to bring him here, but what I will say is we just are going to go out and chat for a moment, and we will come back in without leaving him this time.
She flicks her hand, and the door outside unlocks.
Okay. So again,
It is
gesturing
right
to Gwen and Kavak, and you know what, Gudrun, Gudrun's gonna do what Gudrun's gonna do. So, you know, you're not invited, but Astrid isn't gonna stop you. So Astrid steps outside the door.
You step
And-
outside, leaving Ezekiel and Gudrun with the hag.
Well, this has been a great time.
So are Tobias and Gwen joining me?
Yep.
Okay. So she turns around, Astrid turns to the three and says, look, and her arms are still just like crossed in front of her, just very tightly. She says, look, we are supposed to be getting a vengeful soul. And have any of you thought about the idea that maybe tricking the gods to get someone into Valhalla is not a great move at this point?
What the hell is that? Oh, gee!
That's all you hear from behind a closed door.
Uh-huh.
My concern is the name of that wolf, Fang, is it?
Yes, that's
Gwen's-
my brother's wolf.
Gwen's brother Vigar had some method of already reaching Fang on Midgard. If the undead are already springing forth from Helheim, there are bigger issues here than just a single soul escaping. I'm hoping that by making this man fulfill his promise to help deal with Vigar, we find out what else is going down in Helheim.
What exactly was his promise about that?
That he would help stop Vigar. Or that he would help make sure that he stays down? Something to that effect.
I would love to know, I would love to be reminded exactly what the promise was, because promises are getting more and more slippery.
Oh,
Wording
that
is
was...
getting more and more important.
Pick me. Hi, I have a feature for that. I have a feature for that, because I picked the thingy. I have to pick the thingy. Yes,
Please do.
This one.
Do it.
You recall anything that you've seen or heard within the past month?
Okay.
What was his exact wording?
I believe the exact wording was, you get me my... I can boil it down. Because this isn't me trying to loophole mess with you guys. I can tell you exactly what I remember saying. Because now your keen mind is having to activate my keen mind.
Together we will make whatever was said before a reality.
I believe the wording of what I, as the hermit, said to the group was, if you help me get back my power, or it was like, I know how to keep this creature down. I know how to kill for permanently what is hunting you. Help me get back my power, and I will fight it with you and make sure it doesn't hunt you down. Otherwise, it will hunt you down to the end of time.
So do we think, and so after Astrid hears this from Gwen, she says, do we think that would delay him from going to Valhalla, trying to go to Valhalla, until that is sorted. And what makes us think we can't do this on our own?
Well, if we knew how Vigar could be put down, I suppose one of us would have said something by now. Kabak, perhaps? Do you have any
We-
insight to share on this?
Ooh, let me roll some for him. Okay. Advantage because of situations. A 10. He says, I've been told much, but many is still but a mystery to me. The gods only divulge what they wish me to know, and this seems to not be one of them.
So you're a chatting buddy with Odin, it seems like. How's Odin going to feel about us helping someone trick their way into Valhalla?
The ravens deliver me Odin's word. And if this man deserves his space in Valhalla, but for some reason or other was slighted by something, someone, I do not see why Odin would be against having more power grow within his halls.
I just...
We know he has the runes that the rune thief had on him before. Those were runes that were supposed to erase the memory of the gods on Midgard and more or less trigger Ragnarok. It's always been my understanding that Odin has no interest in Ragnarok triggering. So I don't see him being joyful of receiving somebody who tried to trigger the end of his time into his own halls. Does that seem
Exactly.
like a fair assumption,
That's my point.
Kabak, based on your knowledge of Odin?
Odin, to me, is a god of interesting decisions. He is the god of many knowledge, the All-Father. If he is doing something that does not seem to the right purpose, surely he and only he knows the reasons behind it. For I am but a guide within this realm. I do not know what Odin himself thinks. If his will is for this man to enter his halls, then there should be reason. But again, I'm but a guide. I'm here to guide you all through this realm and towards what Odin wants.
And what does Odin want?
From what I know and what I've been told by the ravens, Odin wants to see your journey completed. what that journey is for you all to find out. As I've said, I am but your guide through this realm on this trek of your journey.
All right, well, I just want it on whatever record there is that I think this is a bad idea. And that I feel we're missing out on a perfectly good vengeful soul to take and get the hell out of hell, if you'll pardon the joke.
No joke is pardoned. That was funny.
Kavak pipes up and says, I am curious about that master dwarf you speak of. If he requires a vengeful soul, who's to say you can't be guided into helping this man? And I apologize for any ill words I may speak towards you or your family, Guinevere, but if your brother is as vengeful as he seeks to hunt you down, would that not suffice?
This was also my thoughts as a possibility.
It was also my thought too. If he's here in Helheim and is able, as Tobias said, to go back to Midgard and bring back Fang and, God forbid, Halvard, he is much more stronger than he was on Midgard, and that is a problem.
You know, there are worse endings to epic stories than being finally redeemed by being used by the craftsmen to the gods. I understand that. I understand that we have options. I just think that allowing this person to regain full powers, whatever they are, and assisting in pulling one over on the gods is kind of the actions of someone that I right now am desperately trying not to associate with. So, as long as we're clear on that point, let's go for it. Let's go watch whatever this process is. Let's go kill a lindworm, whatever.
I do have an additional concern about capturing my brother and putting his essence into a weapon of sorts. My concern is Vagar's drive for all of this is likely just to kill me. And if he were to be embedded into a weapon, what's to say he won't try?
That's
Astrid gives Gwen like a fangirl glare. Are you saying you think Sindri can't handle that?
Far from it. I don't think that it's Sindri that can't handle that. I think it's the wielder of the weapon that has to fight that urge, that desire, that desperation to fulfill a possible final, wish to end my very existence on a regular basis by wielding such a weapon.
Okay, no, all right, you make an excellent point, and that would not make me happy. So that brings me back around to, and she jerks her thumb at the door.
Astrid, give me a history.
No, I don't want to.
23, just for the sake of the conversation, being the fangirl you are.
Yes.
while the situation might be dire, and you take Gwyn's words to heart, a part of you is definitely like, he's one half of the team who made Mjolnir.
Yeah, exactly.
Surely he can house a pissed off soul and prevent it from killing someone.
Precisely. Yes, exactly. So now I'm not going to say that at all because Gwen is legit worried and I can see where that's coming from. But come on.
The thought is definitely going through your head, like,
Come on.
he's one half of the team who made Mjolnir.
Come on. Come on. How can you even... Okay, she's upset. It's her family. People don't... Yeah, okay, but... Come on. Alright.
Tobias is gonna kind of respond to Gwen. Even if that were a possibility, we currently have two options laying before us. And both options, arguably, would result in vengeful spirits who can possess their owners. One of them would target you. And we slew him, not easy, I would say, but we slew him easier than when the Rune Thief came about. And if the Rune Thief possessed the weapon, he would aim to slay the gods, I suspect. So, the motives behind a possessing force doesn't seem like we have very many good options.
Well, I'm not for people attacking the gods by any means. It is more difficult to attack an Aesir in their sleep than it is a wizard in her sleep.
Well... Okay. Okay, well, we are... here...
What about this? And I know it would be a little tricksy to do, but what if we let him get his power and then convince him to be made into the sword?
Instead of going to Valhalla?
That's interesting.
But if he has dedicated himself to help defeating my brother and preventing him from never coming back, maybe there's a way you can convince him, Astrid, that he cannot do that unless he is inside a sword.
Seems like it's going to be a real tough sell. Especially if he's claiming that he's the one who knows how and we don't. But,
well,
I
if
mean,
anyone can convince him, it would be the one who was saying, there are worse endings than being turned into a weapon for the gods.
Oh, sure. I mean, obviously I'll give it a really good shot, but... even my abilities aren't always perfect.
Another thing that you could tell him is he doesn't have all of his strength yet, but between his strength, the strength of a blade, and the strength of the wielder, it's accomplishable.
So, are you saying that we should try to convince him of this now? Before Mother of Beasts tries to do anything?
I don't think it would be a bad idea to get his agreement that way. Plus, she needs a beating heart. I don't know of any other beating hearts in Helheim except for those of us in our party.
Oh,
So
no,
I don't know what
she
I don't know what she's going to ask.
She thinks that a lindworm heart would do it.
Oh, sorry, I think I missed that. My bad.
No, that's all right. We have to go just kill a little lindworm, no problem.
Yeah, you have to kill one of Nidhogg's babies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No problem.
Oh, lovely.
Nidhogg will be fine with that.
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like we promised him too much. There's nothing we can do about that now. You know, if I'm trying to get out of contracts honorably and crying for fairness, I can't see my way clear to dropping what we said we would do. So I suppose we've got to take some action here and go get a Linworm. Unless you think Gudrun's heart is good enough. I'm just kidding. Am I? Yes, I'm just kidding.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw. No. The wisdom
For
saving
lying.
throw. The wisdom saving throw is to decide if you were just kidding. No.
Right. You know, okay, so we go hope that none of us die, killing a Lindworm, bring it back, and what happens, happens. But we only promised that we would help him fool Helheim into thinking he was alive, correct? We did not promise anything beyond that. Is that true? Gwen, do you remember with your great big brain?
Oh, wise old brain of.
That was yes. You agreed to trick Helheim, and the byproduct of tricking Helheim is he gets to go to Valhalla.
Okay, but that's not. We didn't promise to help him get to Valhalla.
No, you just agreed
We
to help
just
him get out of
promised.
Helheim.
Right. Okay, so here's where I stand. We do the thing. We do what is within our means, and what this lovely hedge witch is telling us she needs in order to trick Helheim into thinking he's alive. Then our contract is fulfilled, and at any moment, if he tries to fuck us over, we fuck up his shit. And then we have our soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go in and ask where we can just, casually find one of Nidhogg's babies.
I'm already in a state of permanent disbelief at everything that's happening right now. The best I can do is just ensure that none of us die.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of... I feel like that's the best we can hope for at the moment. So let's shoot for that.
Right, I'm gonna step back inside.
Yeah.
Oh God, the door is closed.
Damn, it's almost like you have to open it.
And then they said, "Look at me, I'm a polar bear."
And so you all
Ugh.
walk in to this brunt end of Ezekiel's joke. You see the hermit kind of on his knees whispering something towards the Lady of Beasts. Ezekiel swinging his legs, sitting down, drinking some tea, telling some jokes. And Gudrun is swaddling something in a blanket that you can't exactly see, but is swaddling it like a baby.
Yo, you would not believe what Gudrun got her hands on. You really were underselling how mysterious this woman is. Quite a remarkable person, I must say.
And that's the cutoff to end this session.
Oh my freaking goodness.
Gwen just looks stunned.
Does anyone want some Hydra soup?
Finger licking good.
And we will maybe find out. I mean, I shared what it was in our chat, but the characters will maybe find out what Gudrun is swaddling in the next session as the party prepare to hunt a lindworm, and that's going to be a new goal added to the page. Hunt a lindworm.
A Lynn what?
So that'll be fun to see. Yeah, new goal. You know what? Here, how about I type it out
New
right
goal.
now?
Do it.
The text is going to be all wrong, but I can fix it later. Hunt a lindworm. There you go, new goal. Hunt a lindworm.
This
Right
is fine. This is all fine. Astrid is fine. This is no problem.
We get ready to go into session 29. Oh my god, one away from 30.
We so grown up, guys.
Yeah, but for now, before we can get to session 29, session 30 afterwards, everyone say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye.
Adios, YouTube.
And as requested, first of all, see you all next time on the journey to Ragnarok, but also good pie and stay sweet, everyone.